The Wild Free-Roaming Horses and Burros Act of 1971 specifically states, Congress finds and declares that wild, free-roaming horses and burros are living symbols of the historic pioneer spirit of the West, that they contribute to the diversity of life forms within the nation and enrich the lives of the American people, and that these horses and burros are fast disappearing from the American scene. It is policy of Congress that wild, free-roaming horses and burros shall be protected from capture, branding, harassment, and death, and to accomplish this, they are to be considered in the area where presently found as an integral part of the natural system of the public lands. The terms that are used in this act and this video: Secretary, which means Secretary of the Interior when used in connection with the public lands assigned to them by the Bureau of Land Management. Wild horses and burros, all unbranded and unclaimed horses or burros on public land. Range, the amount of land needed to sustain existing herds or herd of wild horses or burros. Herd, one or more stallions with their mares. Public lands, lands administered through the Bureau of Land Management or Forest Service. The Act. The Secretary is authorized and also directed to protect and manage wild horses and burros. The Secretary needs to manage wild horses and burros in a manner designed to achieve and also maintain a thriving balance on public lands. All management activities are lawfully told to be at the minimal feasible level. They are also required to be carried out in consultation with the wildlife agency of the state or states the roundups take place in. The Act also states that the Secretary has to keep a current inventory of all their areas of concern on public lands. This would allow them to determine whether overpopulation exists and whether action should take place to remove the excess animals. In making such decisions, the Secretary is commanded to consult with the United States Fish and Wildlife Service and other such individuals with special knowledge on wild horse and burro protection, wildlife management, and animal enrichment. If the Secretary were to keep an inventory and consult with specialists, they would stop all of these major roundups and also know that they were causing wild horses and burro numbers to lower every day. The Act goes on to say, research study is mandated to prove that overpopulation exists and that roundups are necessary. It is also required that old, sick, and injured animals are to be destroyed in the most humane way possible. This law, I believe, is totally ignored. It is also a law that excess wild horses and burros are to be humanely captured and removed. I do not call low-flying, loud helicopters chasing terrified horses away from their homes humane. Nor do I call their keeping in short-term and long-term corrals humane, or the smushed cow trailers used to transport them humane. Criminal provisions, violations, penalties, and trial is to any person who maliciously causes death or harassment to any wild horse or burro. I call roundups death and harassment, don't you? As you can see here, I believe wild horse roundups are illegal per the 1971 Wild Free-Roaming Horses and Burros Act I gave a summary of. What about you? Should we be letting our own government break the laws they put in place?